the fairy world or world of fairies. It refers to the invisible or parallel realm inhabited by mythical and magical creatures, such as fairies, goblins, elves, and other fae beings. Enjoy the content and support me by subscribing, commenting, but above all, sharing this video. A mysterious and ethereal place, the fairy world is older than humanity itself, existing beyond our linear understanding of time and space. The whisper of the wind, the murmur of the water currents, the song of the birds at dawn are all echoes of this magical kingdom that coexists with our earthly world. Since time immemorial, this realm has been home to ethereal and elusive beings, creatures of great beauty and power, the fairies. They say that they were the first to walk through the forests, dance in the meadows, and bathe in the crystalline rivers, long before the first human walked the earth. The oldest tales describe the fairy world as a dimension of shimmering light, vibrant colors, and unmatched beauty. Its emerald green meadows are dotted with luminous flowers, and its centuries-old forests glow with ethereal light. Silver waterfalls rush into crystal rivers, and castles of sapphire and ivory rise majestically into the blue sky. This parallel kingdom is governed by its own rules and laws, unknown and often incomprehensible to humans. Fairies, though they may seem capricious or mischievous to us, move according to these ancient laws. While they may bless those who treat them with respect and reverence with their favor, they will not hesitate to curse those who offend or betray them. The diversity of the Fae extends to beings of great beauty and kindness, creatures that are a reminder of the wonder and joy this realm can hold. The elves, with their undeniable majesty, are one of these beings. They possess an incomparable grace, a beauty that seems to emanate from their very essence. They are beings of great power, whose magic can surpass that of many other Fae creatures. The elves are known for their wisdom, their art, and the peace that seems to surround them like an aura. To see an elf is to witness the harmony between nature and magic, a perfect balance that captures the essence of Fae. Pixies, on the other hand, are smaller creatures, but no less wonderful. These winged beings delight in fun and mischief, filling this world with laughter and merriment. Despite their love of pranks, pixies are generally harmless, and their presence is often a harbinger of joy and fun. Her musical laugh and playful demeanor are a constant reminder of the joy the Fae world can hold. There are also the nymphs, spirits of nature that personify the natural elements. Whether in the murmur of a river, the rustling of the forest leaves, or the unchanging majesty of a mountain, the nymphs are present. They are the manifestation of nature in its purest state, beings of unquestionable beauty that show the union between Fae and the natural world. Although not everything is beauty and goodness, in the darkest corners of the fairy realm, where starlight cannot penetrate and the moon hides in fear, there are creatures that revel in terror and misfortune. These are not the beings of whispered laughter and innocent play. These creatures are a grim reminder that the Fae world is not a place of mere beauty and joy, but a realm where good and evil are woven into an intricate and enigmatic pattern. The Redcaps, sprites of a disturbing malevolence, are one of these dark beings. Known for their blood-soaked hats, they are terrifying figures lurking in the shadows, always seeking new victims to quench their thirst for violence. The sight of a redcap is a harbinger of death and misfortune, and those unfortunate enough to encounter them seldom live to tell of it. Another evil being that lives in the depths of the fairy world is the Kelpie. These aquatic creatures are deceptively beautiful, taking the form of splendid horses to lure the unsuspecting. But behind his attractive appearance hides a voracious and ruthless spirit. Kelpies are famous for dragging their victims into the water to drown them, enjoying the panic and despair they inflict. Also, there are the Slua, malevolent spirits that are the souls of the dead, too depraved for heaven, but not vile enough to be damned to hell. These tormented beings roam the Fae realm, bringing with them an aura of despair and anguish. They are the embodiment of the fears and sorrows that dwell in the heart of every being, a constant reminder of the darkness that lies beyond the light. Emerging from the densest and most mysterious shadows of the Fae, the Banshees are wraiths of desolation. They are terrifying figures that float between this world and the next. His presence is announced by a heartbreaking lament, a fatal omen that makes the skin stand on end and cools the blood. This is the song of death, a painful echo that echoes in the air before the loss of a loved one. They are the bearers of the deepest misfortune, their regret the last goodbye to the life of those who listen to them. Finally, the Dullahan are another dark creature that roams the fairy underworld. Headless horsemen riding horses black as night itself and dragging carts of human bones appear as macabre heralds of death. His presence is the signal of an imminent end, the wordless proclamation of the doom that awaits. Its headless face surveys the world with cold, undying vision, choosing those whom the Grim Reaper will claim. There are also characters that are not easily pigeonholed into categories of good or bad, creatures whose morality can vary according to the day or their mood. Leprechauns are a perfect example of this. These tiny and playful beings are famous for their love of gold and their propensity for tricks. Although they can cause frustration with their antics, they rarely display true evil. On the contrary, a leprechaun can be a lively and cheerful company, able to fill an ordinary day with laughter and wonder with her clever tricks and sparkling personality. Sometimes, if you come across a leprechaun and play her games well, you may even be rewarded with a gold coin, a small token of the fortune these creatures jealously guard. Pukas, on the other hand, are changeable and capricious creatures, whose behavior depends on their mood. They can transform into a variety of forms, from a playful rabbit or cat to a formidable black horse. On a good day, a puka can be a fun and jovial companion, full of fascinating stories and entertaining games. But when a puka is feeling cranky, he can be as mischievous and chaotic as the worst of fey spirits. Yet despite their unpredictable nature, pukas add a layer of mystery and excitement to the fairy world, a reminder that nothing in fairy is entirely black or white. Also, time and space in the fairy world don't work like they do in our world. A brief stay in the fairy realm can result in years or even centuries in the human world. Countless stories tell of unfortunate travelers who, after spending what they thought were a few hours in the fairy world, return home to find that decades or even centuries have passed. Deception and illusion are also an intrinsic part of the fairy world. Fairies are known for their tricks and their ability to confuse and disorient humans, and what seems like a generous gift can turn into a curse if accepted without caution. And last but not least, just because fairies are powerful and magical creatures doesn't necessarily mean they are benevolent. Their morality and motivations can be radically different from humans, and what for them may be a mere game or a matter of honor can have devastating consequences for the humans involved. While the fairy world is a place of beauty and magic, it is also a place of danger and terror, where human rules don't apply, and mistakes can have fatal consequences. Over the centuries, the Fey world has drifted in and out of the human realm. In ages past, the gates between the worlds opened more easily. Humans and fairies coexisted more closely, sharing knowledge and experience. But over time, as humanity began to forget magic and become blind to the wonders of the natural world, the gates between the worlds became increasingly rare and difficult to find. Today, few are those who can see the fairies or find the doors to the fairy world. Yet those with a pure heart and an open mind who can still marvel at the beauty of a sunrise or the murmur of a stream may be lucky enough to find a glimpse of the Fey world, a trace of its magic in our world.